It's Rick without the K. James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching.
We are back with another episode of In My Opinion Podcast. I have one of the innovators of the game. You might have seen her on BET's Comic View. Tiffany Hashes presents They Ready? Or Hell a Week with Charlemagne the God. But I know what I enjoyed you on the most was Fat Tuesdays. We'll get to that in a moment because I did have Guy Torrey here when on the podcast when he stepped into my home club here at Tommy T's. I've been doing this new thing because I know we don't know each other, Flame, and I forgot to say that it's Flame Monroe, man, Flame Monroe.
Woo!
Thank you guys, and we've been doing this new thing where I get people to ease up, so hopefully this helps. It's a segment that I do called This or That, and it's just you either choose this or that, right? So I have to ask: is it waffles or pancakes for yourself?
Pancakes.
Pancakes, really?
Absolutely.
Okay. Does French toast?
If I make it.
If you make it,
yes.
Is French toast before pancakes?
No.
If you have to, no, it's always pancakes.
Always pancakes.
Oh my goodness! I did not think you were gonna say that. My girl loves pancakes more than anything, and I told her nobody likes pancakes.
I like a good.
So she's gonna
pancake.
see this clip and she's gonna be like, "See, there are other people that love pancakes."
it is
so because I think I put waffles up top, then French toast, and pancakes is the last thing
no,
for
I
me.
definitely like a pancake.
But okay, all right. Do you cook it yourself, or you prefer it from a certain
I usually
spot?
get out because I don't make good fluffy pancakes. Now I can make great French toast, but I can't make good fluffy pancakes.
What's the secret to your French toast?
Cinnamon, powdered sugar.
Okay.
Well, my own little woodads and doodads, but I like mine.
Do you like waffles from anywhere? Because I know you.
I mean, I
you
like
tour the whole
waffle.
country.
It's just not my preference. But I mean, if they don't have pancakes, so I will eat a waffle. It's nothing but a damn pancake. It just look different.
I asked that because I love waffles, but I love like Roscoe waffles. So when I go to LA, I'm going to
I haven't
Roscoe's.
eaten at Roscoe's in years. The last time I ate at Roscoe's, I had diarrhea for 3 days. I'm good on Roscoe's.
Okay. Next one we got is bone-in or boneless wings.
Absolutely bone in. I'm
Thank you.
old school.
Thank
I
you.
have to eat all the way down. I have to get the little gristle off the bone. I have to work.
Oh, okay. You got to eat the cartilage as well.
Yes.
You said bone-in, and it's not even a comparison, right? Because I feel like boneless wings sometimes aren't even really chicken. Sometimes.
Well, I don't even like chicken nuggets because of that. Because there's no bone.
Yeah.
I like a good boning.
Okay, so a bone-in. Do you just do the bone-in, or is it flavored? And what flavor do you like?
Oh, I only like if I do a bone-in chicken wing. I like lemon pepper only, or naked,
or
I don't
naked.
Like nothing else.
So you're not a buffalo person.
No.
Oh, I'm
No
a mango
barbecue,
habanero person.
No hot. I just want lemon pepper or naked.
Okay, that's good. All right, next question we're gonna ask is pizza wise. Are you a New York pizza style person or a Chicago deep dish?
I'm from Chicago, but I don't like deep dish.
Really?
I
This
like
is
thin
why I
crust.
asked.
I like a home runny and thin crust.
Really?
Yeah.
So is there not? So when you're back home in Chicago,
I go to home run in.
you go to Home Run Inn. Okay.
It's in the hood. It's a huge piece of the crust. It's magnificent. It's real Italian sausage, and they don't overload it with cheese and sauce. It is a really good pizza. I found a place finally in Long Beach where we live that has good pizza, but every place else sucks. And I never like deep dish pizza. I don't want all that goo busting in my mouth.
Because my girl's job, I guess their home base is in Chicago, and she said that if I'm getting it wrong, I'm sorry, but is it Giordano's?
Giordano's is famous for their deep dish pizza.
Is that it? You don't even mess with that pizza at all?
I don't like deep dish pizza at all. All that tomato sauce, no thank you.
Okay.
It's like blood running down my mouth. What am I, a vampire?
Okay, I didn't think you would go with the NY pizza just because you're from Chi-Town. But since we're on the topic of Chi-Town, I got a lot of peoples out there. All my peoples is out there, and I got a lot of friends that are from Chicago, and I've watched some interviews to try to study a little bit about you. Mm-hmm. So you were born and raised in Chicago, right?
I was.
Okay, and Why'd you leave? Is it just because it was too cold?
Well, I was sick of the cold weather, but I didn't want to raise my children in Chicago, so we moved to Long Beach 16 years ago. My baby was actually born in Long Beach, but my
Okay.
older two are only 2 and 3, 2.5 and 3, so they don't know anything about Chicago
Nothing.
because we've been in California the whole time. I came here chasing a dream, broken heart, but I had my children, so we grew up together. Let me say that.
Okay, but you started comedy in Chicago.
In Chicago, at all jokes aside, way back.
And who would you say was in your class of comedians? Meaning like 3 or 4 years
Corey
before?
Holcomb, Deion Cole, D. Ray Davis, Damon Williams, George Wilborn, Bernie Mac. These were all comics that I worked with way back. And Bernie Mac, may he rest in peace, told me at the Cotton Club, "You got something. Don't you ever let it go, because you got something that ain't nobody else got." I always held on to that too.
And that must have felt like, just
Well, I was brand new in the game, and I
Really?
was still trying to find my way. Mind you, I was transgender, working in this pond that I was not supposed to be in according to society. And I did get some ill treatment, but I'm a gangster. You not going to shake me. Nothing shakes me.
And who would you say you emulated when you started comedy? Anybody or?
Female-wise, I would have to say Samora, who's my very favorite comic, and Rita Rudner, because she always wore gowns and was glamorous and talked about her family. But Samora was the one woman that I think I tried to pattern myself after the way, because she was always feminine looking, but she always had a little masculine delivery to it, and I always liked that edge. And Rita Rudner was just a classy lady. Male-wise, I loved Bernie. I loved Bernie's storytelling. I loved Michael Collier's storytelling, because telling the stories is what keep people in. Everybody think it's joke.
Mm-hmm.
It is keeping that audience on those stories and taking them and then hitting them with the punchline. So you teach, reach, and preach at the same time.
And what year was it that you started comedy?
Oh, I don't remember. It was 90 somebody or another. It was late
Early
90s.
90s or
late 90s.
So Bernie had already been on Def Jam at that point.
Yes. And I wanted to be on Def Jam. I auditioned for it and everything, but I didn't get picked.
Oh, okay. But you were on Comic View, right?
Yes.
And if I'm correct, you had one of the highest rating.
I had the highest rating episode of Comic View in the 14-year history, because Cheryl Underwood, who was the host at the time, and I had a big spat publicly on the TV, and it went crazy. Had we had social media we have now, it probably would have went viral.
Oh, okay.
But you can't even find it now. They took it down. BET owns that, so
Do you know anybody that may have that clip?
no.
No. So, I hate that when the old stuff gets hidden away
Oh,
like that.
she destroyed me. I don't give a damn. I don't want to see it no more. She was mad at me because I called her Wesley Snipes. It was a joke. Comedians cannot. Comedians are the ones who give out the jokes and cannot take them.
Oh no, we can't. I'm extra sensitive myself, so yeah.
I am a tank. You ain't getting past me.
Let's talk about the person that I felt like, even just bringing you on her special, you could tell it was the sincere admiration that Tiffany Haddish had for you.
Yeah.
Where did you and Tiffany meet, and how did that come about?
Oh, Tiff and I met at the Comedy Union. There used to be a club on La Brea and Pico ran by Enz Mitchell. I miss that club. The pandemic shut that club down. I miss you, Enz. And he was wonderful, giving me stage time, getting ready all the time when nobody else would. And we met one night. She said, "Are you a drag queen?" I said, "Yeah." And she didn't know I was a comedian. I went up and blazed the room, and we became fast friends after that. So I did the show Botch. They fixed my left boob. I talk about that sometime. And she came when they had the reveal. She had taped the Girls Trip, but it hadn't dropped, so nobody really knew that she was a household name. She came and introduced me and did the thing, and the Girls Trip dropped about 3 months later. But the day she did the thing, she watched me at the show. I did the drag show. She's like, "Flame, when I make it, I'm gonna come back and get you." I heard that from a lot of celebrities that I know. Nobody else stood true to their word but Tiffany. I love Tiffany Haddish till God take me away from here.
And you guys are still can call
very
her
good
on the
friends.
phone.
She comes to
and-
my house to eat. I go to her house to eat. We hang out. She watch my kids. She call them and give them advice. She chastises them for me if I need her to. Tiffany is a real person.
Okay, and I've heard nothing but great things about her from everybody who's ever worked with her. So
And she paid us very well for They Ready.
really,
Like I was a white man.
there you go. All right, shout out. To
I've been
Tiffany,
one of
man.
those, by the way.
Speaking of comedy specials, I wanted to ask you, because you've had a comedy special. I'm about to shoot mine that I'm paying for. I'm doing everything
Oh, you're
myself.
doing it yourself, okay.
I'm doing it myself, but we're gonna do like Bay Area's best comedians, right?
Okay.
So I've reached out to people I've done comedy with. What suggestion would you give somebody about a comedy special?
Great lighting. Because a lot of times when you film it yourself, the lighting seems to be a little dark. Everybody who's comedy special, I pretty much see that they film themselves. The lighting is a little. With Netflix, when they have great lighting.
Okay.
But just have a good time because you never know what it's going to turn out. In the editing room, you can do what you want. I really respected Netflix for letting Chris Rock do it live. There is nothing like that first time live energy. It is just very different. I would like if I do another special, I want mine to be live. I don't want to. I don't want
Really?
to be pre-taped. I want to be able to go and just go because when you know that it's all or nothing, there's a different energy on you. You come in with a different force. So I like mine to be live.
Okay, that's something different. And this was my last question, but I'm going to move it up only because you brought up the Chris Rock special. You're the first comedian that I've had since Chris Rock has dropped his special. What did you think about it?
Oh, I thought it was pretty dope, but I had seen him and Dave and Donnell Rollins and a guy named Rick Ingram in January at the Forum, so I had pretty much seen the set, with the exception of the Will Smith stuff. I thought it was $40 million worth. I might not be able to get my lick back, but I got 40 million licks back. I thought that was great.
I thought it was a good comedy special, but I think the way he ended it was just so Chris Rock, so poetic, so just that was one of the GOATs just doing his thing.
He got his lick back.
So, and the way he kept it so hush hush and waited till like I can't.
If Netflix offered me $40 million to shut the hell up, I might put tape over my mouth and don't say nothing.
The next topic I wanted to talk about was the Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday, when I had Guy Torrey here, I told him, I'm looking at it from a stand-up comedian. Like, I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times. It was a great documentary. It was great to see the realism of it and how you guys, are getting your flowers now. But it seemed to me as if that Tuesday kept the Comedy Store afloat during that time.
Well, I wasn't a regular like that, so I don't know. I would go here and there. But when I did go, Guy gave me opportunities to get on stage, so I thought that was pretty dope.
How did you and Guy meet?
Chris Spencer.
Oh,
Chris
okay.
Spencer called Guy Torrey. Chris Spencer was also the person who got me on BET's Comic View by making a phone call. So Chris Spencer, I'm indebted to forever. I love Chris Spencer, by the way. And he called, asked Guy to put me on, and Guy gave me an opportunity to go on, and it was okay the first time. The second time, I knew better, and I did way better. So I not only did it a couple of times, but it was a memorable performance because I was probably the only person of trans experience to do stand-up in that arena at that time. And so when he called me to do Fat Tuesday, him and Reginald, I was like, oh, yeah, of course, that was great. And then we got our name on the historic wall. I thought that was kind of magnificent.
Yes. I mean, that's every comedian's dream, to be part of a club, have their picture up, have their name on the wall or something like that. So everybody that was involved that got their name up during that special too, man, I cried, even watching Lunel, who, the queen of the Bay right here.
Oh, she'll be here next week.
Yeah. I'm hoping to do this with her next week. So shout out to Lunel. But Guy Torrey just seemed as if he had something different. But I also asked him when he was there about all the celebrities that came by. So the nights that you did you get to meet anybody that you was like?
I met lots of celebrities. Some nights I would go and you wouldn't even go up though. So I would go sometimes just to hang out because I always met plenty of people. I met lots of celebrities.
Is there anybody?
Lots of celebrities.
Is there anybody that threw you off your game only because the last person I had?
The DJ tonight.
I'm gonna leave that in, right? No, what I meant is I just had Gary Payton on my podcast.
Okay.
He was the last guest because they did something here, and I tell people he was the last person that I was on stage performing, and I was starstruck. I was always, is that Gary Payton? Like, that was a childhood dream. I played the sport growing up, so I was like, that's fair. So was there anybody while you were there? Because it seemed as if Tupac, Suge, Dr. Dre, I heard everybody and anybody, Ice Cube, that was anybody in LA came through Fat Tuesdays.
Well, I was very standoffish to myself because trans was not as out as it is now. It wasn't everywhere. It wasn't as transparent. So and everybody pretty much knew me. So, but I met a lot of people, but nobody influenced me, and I would just stay in the corner by myself because the stigma was if they saw another male comic talking to me, they thought that they were trying to push up on me, or we was, it was something like sexual. It was never like that. It was never like that. But yeah, well, it wasn't like that publicly. I got some stories, but I will never share. Yeah, I just used to have a good time. I would meet people there. I never got any work at the comic store because they weren't ready for me. They were not ready for me.
Even now, to this day?
Oh, to now, yes. But back then, me being
okay.
the only comedian of trans experience, they didn't know what to do with me.
Okay. And if you weren't doing comedy, I'm asking this question. Maybe I should preference it before I ask the question. Is I feel as if I'm a nurse during the day, right? And I tell people I had a physician's assistant one time that I told her I did stand up, and he goes, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I go, "What do you mean like that?" And it was probably 5 years in, and I was like, "What did you mean?" But I realized what he meant. He was like, sometimes not everybody wants to get on stage and have that attention. Most people don't. And now that 10 years has moved by, I'm like, you know what? I hate being a nurse. Like, I love doing comedy, and I'm trying my hardest to make this work and do what I can. I was all, but we get put in this bucket as comedians, as that's all we do. So if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Oh, I would have been an oboe player. I was a gifted oboe player in high school. I was in all-city high school band, all-city orchestra. I sat first chair in band, second chair in orchestra. I'm sure I would still be playing my instrument.
Do you play it
Don't
now?
even look at it.
You don't even look at it. And I only asked that because all morning I was calling around because I saw you on somebody else's podcast and you brought that up. First off, nobody knows what an oboe was, but I was trying to rent one and bring it in just to see if you still had the skill. Because sometimes
the read alone probably $30 by now. I haven't touched the oboe probably since I graduated high school.
Really? Why'd you lose the love, if you don't mind me asking?
I had a 4-year scholarship to Bethune-Cookman College for music, but I had no support system at home.
Okay.
So I just didn't have no enthusiasm to go to college. So I was like, I can't write home and say I need $20. I can't call home and say, could you send me? Because my mother was on drugs, so I couldn't call. We didn't even have a phone. I couldn't call home. So I lost the love for it and just found life. Life got in the way. I like the life that got in the way too.
Okay. I'm just asking because I feel like as a comedian, we're also that creative aspect where I don't see it like my girl is very logical. She works HR. She's straight laced. So I'm always doing something she doesn't understand while I'm doing it. And I'm like, because you don't have that creative aspect. Like, I always want to make music or draw something or do something. And that's just me.
That's just that artist. That's the artist in you. An artist covers so many different things. People always think you have to paint. Artist is everything. Music, theater, comedy, acting, art. We're artists.
And I think as an artist, as I've heard through several podcasts that I watched you on, is all we want is acceptance from the world, no matter what it is, and from our peers, right? Like we want to make sure.
I agree with that. But way back, I wanted acceptance from my peers. It took so long to get it that I don't care whether I get it or not at this point, because I own a room.
Okay, and I was about to ask that is do you feel like, because to be honest with you, you're the first comedian I think I've had on from Chicago, and I've asked several Chicago comedians where I'm like, hey man, I want to talk to somebody from Chicago because I understand that side of the world is a little bit different sometimes. So, and you guys have so many talented comedians that have come out of Chicago.
We had a club, all jokes aside, way back in the day where I started, which was a great club. It was one of the greatest comedy clubs ever to man. They have a documentary about it and everything. The owner's name is Raymond Lambert. Raymond owned it, and it was just a great experience. Everybody came through. Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, Monique, Cheryl, everybody came through the All Jokes Aside in Chicago.
So since the Fat Tuesday has dropped, have comics reached out to you and say, hey, we're glad that you finally got your flowers on that end and proud of you? Because
well, yeah,
I can't speak for everybody, but I can tell you your episode made a difference as well to me. You know what I mean? I'm glad because what did Guy Tori say? And I say it all the time. Funny is funny, man. Like it doesn't matter who you are.
Guy is the coolest little dude ever. I like Guy. You know what? They treat me different. They respect me, which is all I ever wanted. I didn't want to be treated like the anomaly or something special. I just wanted to be one of the comics. Be honest, I just wanted to be one of the fellas because the comics is a very male dominated field.
Yes.
I just wanted to be one of the fellas. Strange as that sounds, and that's how they treat me now, and I take it. I receive it because I earn that respect.
Well, I can tell you, I took a step back watching you tonight, and you did your thing. You puppet stringed the whole crowd to do exactly what we're supposed to do as artists, right? So
well, and that is what I look at as a comedian. I am not an A-list joke comedian. I control the room. I control the narrative of the room, and I'm a great storyteller. So my presentation is one thing. I'm self-defecating. So before I come after you, I'm going to destroy me. It makes it way easier when I come after you. But I love that the people are with me. So when I'm telling a story, they get quiet and listen, and the punchline gut them. So that's all I ever want to do is keep them on the edge of their seat and keep them going.
And hearing you say that, it brings it to mind. Is that why you enjoy? I've heard you say several times that you enjoy hosting more. Is because
oh my God, that's what I do.
Because you get to be the MC. You get
and
to control.
I get to be my whole personality. I don't have to be tight, funny in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I can just mingle with the crowd. I can flirt with the men. I can flirt with the women. So what I've been bringing to my new performances is I change my voice. So when I'm with the men, what's up? When I'm with the ladies, hey, because it shows them that I am in the middle. I'm on both sides, and I can flirt with both sides and play with both sides comfortably. Because I couldn't play with men openly before.
And you have something coming up. You said at the end of your set, you have something with Charlemagne coming up.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Breakfast Club May 1st through 5th. I'll be at Yonkers Comedy Club May 5th and 6th for Cinco de Mayo weekend. I'm going to get drunk with all the Latino folks in New York. And I'm doing Sherry Shepherd's show that week, her Comedy Corner, whatever that's called. So that's coming up. And I'm trying to get the job at the Breakfast Club. I don't want to be a guest co-host. I want to be the permanent co-host.
Oh, okay. Would you be willing to move to New York?
There's no other way.
All right.
I love New York, by the way.
Well, you guys heard it here first, all right?
Only in spring and
listen
summer,
to Flame Monroe.
Keep them damn winners.
And I'll try to edit this out before you said that's this coming week then, right?
No, May 1st through 5th.
Oh, okay, cool. Then you give me some time to work on
month,
this.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Thank you. And I think that concludes our interview.
Well, thank you.
But Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up.
I can't hear my neighbor crying, I can't breathe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching.